Hey YouTube, Dave here. Welcome to the next video. Today I'm going to talk about coronavirus conspiracy theories and conspiracy theories in general. And it's amazing to look at how the internet has just exploded with conspiracy theories about what's going on. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them. I want to talk about why this is happening and where it's coming from. And just so you can understand it a little bit better, because it's very easy to get wrapped up in some of these stories that some seem plausible and some seem just absolutely absurd. So why does this happen? Why do people come up with ideas that are somewhat plausible and some that are so far-fetched you can tell they're just ridiculous? So there is always going to be people that are going to try and keep power and control over other people. That's just a fact of life. But the more you focus on that, the more you express it out into the world, and the more that story spreads to other people, the more the collective sends a beacon out to the universe that this is what it wants to experience. So if you want to experience a world where other governments, secret governments have control, or all these stories that are going on, then continue to engage in those types of stories and keep spreading them out there, and it will become a part of your reality eventually. So when an event like coronavirus or any other thing happens where people don't have any control over what's going on, that sense of powerlessness, that sense of not having any control, is what you feel and what you experience. And the theme of that experience is then manifested in a story, because the mind wants to know why this is happening. The truth is, we don't know why this is happening. We don't know 100%, excuse me, that this was created in some lab. We don't know 100% that this is nature punishing us for not treating the earth properly. There's whatever story that you resonate with, you got to look at the theme of the story, because the theme of the story is going to tell you about what's going on in your own mind, in your own thoughts, in your own feelings. And if the theme of your story is conspiracy theory is, the government's trying to control us even more, then the theme of the story is about power and control. And if someone else is trying to control you, that means you feel powerless. So you have to get into those feelings and those thoughts and those stories and the events in your life of where you feel powerless. If you feel or buy into stories that this is some type of punishment from nature or God or whatever for the sins of man, then the theme of the story is going to be guilt. And so then you have to dig into your own mind and your own thoughts and your own feelings and see where that is coming from and where those beliefs are coming from. Because in the end, you are creating the story of your reality and your life. And you have to know where inside you these stories and these thoughts are coming from. And here's the thing: if you can do that, if you can go inside and engage and look at the themes of the conspiracy theories that you're being attracted to and what you're putting out into the universe, you just turn the mirror around at yourself. You look at yourself and how and why you are attracted to that, and how you are entangled with that story, and why it resonates with you. And when you can figure out that and go inside and start to disarm some of these thoughts, if you can go into each of your relationships or jobs or scenarios in your life where you feel powerless and empower yourself, if you can go into different scenarios into your life where you don't feel guilty anymore and you're free of that, then all of a sudden those themes don't hold water for you anymore, and you no longer become attracted to those conspiracy theories and those stories, because those stories are all just external reflections of what is going on inside of you. So this is where any story comes from, but in particular conspiracy theories about coronavirus or anything else, the more you buy into that, the more you believe it, the more it reinforces the inner world and the story and the belief and the thought and the emotion that you've been holding on to inside that needs to be integrated and let go of so you can become a more whole, healthy, loving being. So it's always good to be aware of what's going on in the external world as it affects you, but just if you find yourself getting wrapped up in these stories about why things are happening and they're just taking you down a rabbit hole, just stop and just, pull yourself away from it, because it's taking you to a place that's only gonna, the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories can be never ending and you can always go down, and sometimes they are interesting stories to hear, but just don't get wrapped up in them. Look in the inner world from yourself and where those are coming from, and then you can learn to deal with those issues and disengage from the stories. Now what you want to focus on is connecting with your higher guidance, connecting with your heart, connecting with your own internal compass about what to do and where to go in life. Because if you can do that, then no amount of external fear or pressure is going to be able to sway you from your path, and that automatically disempowers anyone else outside of you that's trying to take your power away from you. So focus on becoming a more loving person, a more compassionate person. Focus on helping people, focus on connecting with your own heart and your higher guidance and increasing your vibration. And the more you do that, the more those conspiracy theories and all those other negative stories about what is going on will slowly start to fade away from your reality and into the background, and they won't hold water over you anymore. Okay, that's my take on coronavirus conspiracy theories. So thank you very much for watching, and much love to everyone.